And girls, it's Mrs. James back to read you a really big book. This one is called A Bed for the Winter. And you guys know that this is the front cover, this is the back cover, and here is the spine of the book. Let me see if Mrs. James can get this book read to you guys, because it's so big. A Bed for Winter, written by Karen Wallace. Look at this little dormouse here. He's sitting on some berries. He's so little, but we got this big old book. A Bed for the Winter, written by Karen Wallace. Look at this fantastic picture. Okay, a fluffy-tailed dormouse stops by a meadow. Cold rain is falling. Soon snow will be coming. The dormouse is looking for somewhere to sleep. She needs a bed for the winter. And right here, you see in this little red box, this is our vocabulary word. So this one will be in the back in our vocabulary glossary. But a meadow is a big field that sometimes has flowers, and sometimes there's a couple of trees, but usually it's a wide open field that has lots of flowers, wildflowers, and fun stuff in there. Okay, let's see what else we're going to see. Wow, that's a big squirrel, isn't it? A squirrel gathers leaves high in a tree. He makes his nest warm for the cold winter weather. But a nest in the treetops is too high for a dormouse. The dormouse looks up, then scurries by. And look over here in our blue box, that's our vocabulary word. This word over here is nest. And a nest is where animals will live at during the winter. A lot of animals will hibernate, so that means they sleep all winter long. Look at that little dormouse compared to that big squirrel. Oh my goodness, that's not good. A queen wasp sleeps under an oak stump. She has squeezed through a crack in the rotten wood, but a crack in an oak stump is too small for a dormouse. The dormouse looks in, then scurries by. And our vocabulary word over here is stump. And this is a stump. It's the bottom of a tree that's been cut down. So that's where this wasp is living. And she's living in that stump, but it's too small for a dormouse. A golden-eyed toad sleeps under a stone. It is muddy and wet, and the toad's skin is cold. But it's too wet for a dormouse under a stone. The dormouse looks in, then scurries by. Look at that toad. My goodness. I don't really like toads. They're not my cup of tea, but some people like them, and that's okay. Whoa, look at that big bear. A mother brown bear sleeps in a den. She is furry and warm. She stretches and yawns. The dormouse looks in. The bear's teeth are huge. The dormouse trembles, then scurries by. And over here in our yellow box, our vocabulary word is den. And a den is where the bear lives in hibernation and where they sleep when they're not in hibernation. Oh my goodness. Look at all these bats. Mrs. James' sister does not like bats. She's scared of them. But I like bats. I think they're pretty neat. Bats hang in a cave and cling to the rock. They huddle together and sleep through the winter. The cave is damp and dark. It's too cold for a dormouse. The dormouse looks in, then scurries by. And in our blue box right here, our vocabulary word is cave, because that is where the bats live at. They sleep most of the day, and then they come out and hunt at night for food. Oh, look at the fluffy bunnies. family of rabbits hop into their burrow. They live underground when the weather is cold. But there are too many rabbits to make room for a dormouse. The dormouse looks in, then scurries by. And up here in our green box, our vocabulary word is burrow. And we learned about burrow over here when we were talking about where the rabbits live. When it gets cold outside, they live in the burrow to keep warm. They get all nice and snuggly. This is Mrs. James' favorite animal. I love owls. An owl with sharp claws flies over the meadow. He is hungry and watchful. He is hunting for mice. The owl swoops. The dormouse hides in a bush. Where can she find a safe bed for the winter? Oh no, poor little dormouse. A deer comes to the meadow. She nibbles the grass. Her coat has grown thick for the cold winter weather. The dormouse shivers in the wind, then scurries by. Look at that deer. That's a doe. And the reason we know it's a doe, which I heard that some does can have antlers as well, but most of the time does don't have antlers. But I have heard a few of them have been able to have antlers. So most of the time the deer that have antlers are the bucks. A storm is coming. The sky is turned black. Bees fly home to their hive. Look, here's a vocabulary word, hive. That is where the bees live. Ants run to their nests. The dormouse waits under a branch for the storm to pass by. Where can she find a safe bed for the winter? Oh my goodness. Poor little dormouse. Oh my goodness. It's a snake. A snake slides through the grass. He has hungry black eyes. He stares at the dormouse. His tongue flicks in and out. The dormouse is trapped. She's too scared to move. Oh my goodness. I hope she's going to be okay. The snake slithers closer. His forked tongue comes nearer. Boom! Sorry, that was a little loud, wasn't it? Thunder rumbles. Crack! Lightning flashes. The snake stops for a second, then shoots into the grass. Our dormouse is okay. The dormouse runs through the meadow. Her heart pounds like a drum. She climbs up a tree trunk. Whoop, there's our vocabulary word, tree trunk. Right down here, she crawls into a hole. She finds a place that is safe and dry. And a tree trunk is up top normally where the stump is. If you cut the tree down, the tree trunk will usually be what they cut down. Snow falls on the meadow. The ground is frozen and hard. Snug in the tree hole, the dormouse is sleeping. Her long, fluffy tail is wrapped tightly around her. Her search is over. The dormouse is safe. At last, she has found her bed for the winter. Look at that dormouse. She is so cute. Nice and snuggly and warm. And look, here's our glossary of our picture words that we learned about throughout the book. So this is our vocabulary words. So here we have meadow, and look, it has the page numbers on there for us. So this one was on page 5. Then we have cave, and nest, and burrow, and stump, and hive, and den, and a tree trunk. What a great big book this was, but it was a fantastic read and something to help us learn about what our animal friends do during the winter time when it gets very cold outside to help them stay warm and stay well until they get finished with winter. Once it starts to get warm again, they'll be able to come back out and they won't have to go back to sleep and hibernate. Well, thank you guys for reading with me today, and I will be back soon to read you some more books. Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.